Hi everybody, my name is Kylie Jones Greenwood and I'm the Community and Outreach Programs Coordinator for Tracy Aviary. It's a beautiful day here in the garden. One of my favorite things about Tracy Aviary is that we're actually a botanical garden as well. So I am here to do a little bit of an outreach program for you all. This is something I would do at a classroom, at a school, but since you're all at home, I'll do it for you now. All of our outreach programs have really awesome connections to the Utah SEED standards, the science and engineering standards that your students would use in school. So this book I'm going to read right now, Rachel's Day in the Garden, can help you form connections with weather patterns and living things in their surroundings with your kindergartners, first graders, and second graders. So as I read this book, you'll notice that Rachel does a lot of yoga during this book, and you'll see her doing poses, and I want you to do the poses as we read. So without further ado, here's Rachel's Day in the Garden by Giselle Shardlow. Good morning, world, Rachel said as she basked in the rays of the yellow sun. You can do the extended mountain pose with Rachel on this page. Let's go play in the garden, Sammy. Rachel scooped up her puppy and gave him a hug. The sky was a gorgeous blue. Rachel and Sammy skipped around the backyard. After a while, a light rain began to fall. You can do a standing forward bend with Rachel on this page. The pair huddled under the green leaves of a tall tree. Rachel felt the rain gently sprinkling her face. She took a deep breath and smelled the wet earth. You can do a tree pose with Rachel on this page. Sammy looked up and tilted his head to listen. Rachel looked up too. A red bird was settling into his nest. Now Rachel's gonna be like the bird on this page and do a warrior three pose. Make sure not to fall over. Then the misty rain stopped. Rachel remembered that she had pumpkin seeds to plant in the garden. She spaced the seeds 2 inches apart in the brown, wet soil. I love getting my hands dirty. You can do a squat pose with Rachel on this page. Look, Sammy, an orange caterpillar. Sometimes caterpillars are naughty and eat leaves, but they're still beautiful, Rachel said. Sammy barked happily. You can do a locust pose with Rachel on this page. Colorful, sweet-smelling flowers like tulips attract yellow bees, Rachel said. Bees help our vegetable garden grow. Sammy wagged his tail. You can do a hero pose with Rachel on this page. And while you're doing it, rotate your body from one side to the next. Sammy jumped up and down trying to catch a fluttering purple butterfly. Silly Sammy, Rachel giggled. You can do a cobbler's pose with Rachel on this page. Butterflies love pink flowers, Rachel said to Sammy. That's why we plant zinnias. You can do a flower pose with Rachel on this page. Sammy and Rachel lay down on the grass, listening to the birds chirp. Just then, Rachel saw an amazing sight. Look, Sammy, it's a rainbow. I just love the rain. On this last page, you can do the resting pose under the rainbow with Rachel. Wasn't that a great story? I love how Rachel moves through her garden observing all sorts of different things with her friend Sammy. So I'm going to ask you some questions, and I want you to think back through the story, and if you need to, you can see it again to help you answer these questions. First, what was the weather like when Rachel was in her garden? Was the weather anything like it is today? Go ahead and look outside your window and compare and contrast the weather with what Rachel saw. Secondly, Rachel met a lot of insects in this story. Think about what kind of insects she saw and whether you might be able to find them out in your yard or in a green space near your house. And finally, think about all of those insects and compare and contrast what they looked like and where Rachel found them in the garden. How were they the same and how were they different? And finally, I want you to go be like Rachel and go outside and observe something in your garden, in your yard, or somewhere around your neighborhood. Take a photo of it or write down a story about it and drop it in the comments for this video. I'd love to see what you find when you go have a day in the garden. Thanks, and I'll see you again soon.